how did you approach the travel partners? Did you call them and make a deal of paying them 10 or 15%? I have a list of travel agents I'm going to call, but I wanted to check in with you first. Look, we've covered this topic so many times on these calls, and so there's a lot of calls I can reference you back to. Just to reiterate for everyone who's wanting to really start an outreach process for travel agents, travel partners. So you're about to start an outreach process to agents, Sandra. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm sorry. For some reason, my mute button got stuck there. Yeah, I have a list of them. I was looking on there, and a couple of them in here are actually hooked up with Virtuoso, which is one of the links you gave us.
Yeah, exactly. So where'd you get the list of agents, by the way?
I went online and I started to, especially since I'm doing like the luxury, those premium day tours like you were talking about.
Yeah. So you found a whole bunch of agents that you really align with, that you feel like that they sell New York, that they serve premium, like, or discerning sort of clients. You think that what you do would be a really good fit for them. Is that right?
Yeah. And so it took a while because I don't want to go to just any travel agent. Like I was doing some cold calls to check them out, and some of them just want the quick $35 kind of, just to sell. And so I kind of became more specific. And so then I started to put words online, like luxury tours or premium tours or something. And then a bunch of lists came up before that, including like a couple of them said that they were hooked up with, partnered with Virtuoso, which is fine because I filled out the stuff that they sent me yesterday. So.
Yeah, great. So Virtuoso, as I said plenty of times before, it's a great network. It's probably the largest quality network of independent travel designers that have obviously the umbrella of Virtuoso that gives them credibility, but you certainly don't need to be a Virtuoso preferred experience or business for a Virtuoso agent to be able to sell you. So and on the Virtuoso network, there's a lot of details about those agents, about their like destinations that they specialize in, the types of travel they specialize in, the type, honeymoon or family groups or whatever, whether they're into outdoor activities or food and wine or whatever it is. So you can get a lot of information about agents and find those that you align really well with. So it starts with an outreach email. I would always start with an email. So this is, I've tried a lot of different processes and approaches, and I'm just going to say this, if it was me right now, I would probably go a cold call approach because I'm really good at selling. That's the stuff I'm not good at, but one thing I am good at is selling. So I'm pretty confident that I can pick up the phone and I can have some success, but I don't think that a lot of...
Yeah, because I'm good at, I prefer the calling part of it too. That's why it's just easier for me. But
my recommendation to you guys is not to do that. And I would always start with an email. And so use one of these two scripts. There's a long script and a short script. Have a read through it. There's accompanying notes that tell you the key areas to hit on in that cover, in that outreach email. Okay. So things like, for example, you want it to be known that you've done a bit of research. You actually are not generically blanket emailing a whole bunch of agents. You're finding agents that you feel that you're a really good fit for. Okay. And you've taken the time to learn about them. You've said something personal about them from their website, from about their interests, and you've said something really complimentary. So you've given them the respect that you've actually done some due diligence. B, you've said something really nice about them, and everyone loves their ego to be stroked, okay? Anyone that you can say something nice to, then they're going to be so much more receptive to you and so much keener to hear what you've got to say, all right? So that's a couple of really important things. And then the next part of the email is all about just proving your reliability, your bandwidth, you've got longevity, you've been around, you've obviously have been trading for a long time, Sandra. So you need to think about the way they want to know that you're consistent. You're going to be around for a long time. You're going to be able to deliver, like as you grow consistently, as they potentially send you more bookings. And then the last thing is this key here, why you're different, for reasons 1, reasons 2, and reasons 3. So that's quite a long email, but it's really effective. Now here, this is important. I'll try to follow up with a phone call over the next few days. Okay. So I promise you this, you will have far more success telling people in an email the stuff that they want to know about you and then giving them a call, when you take the call, they're going to be relaxed. They're going to know who you are. They're going to be almost expecting it. They're going to know a little bit about you. They're going to be more receptive to leaning in. Okay. And you're going to be more confident because they've accepted your call based on what they've already learned about you. Okay. Rather than who the hell is this person? And you're like stumbling over your words, trying to get your pitch out before they hang up on you or tell you that, you know what I mean? So it is going to serve you so much better. And that phone call, you're going to try one day, you might not get them on that particular day. Then you're going to send them a one line, hey, look, I tried to give you a call. I know you're really busy. I'll try again tomorrow. You're going to try again tomorrow. It might take you 5 times. Okay. But eventually they're going to take that call. Okay.
Okay.
So that's definitely my approach. You're going to have a lot more success that way, I believe. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I wasn't sure. I was, cause like I said, I'm more of a caller, but I wasn't sure if I should email first or
Well,
call.
no, definitely be a caller, but you may as well do the heavy lifting with a really great email first. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a win-win, on every level. And then there's a different type of an outreach email there. It's a short version. And this one, some people don't like to read a long, lengthy, meaty email. This one hits on some of those key points.
Okay.
I noticed you, by the way, I love your blah, 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 blah. And then, so we've been around for 10 years. We had a lot of success doing or being offering, entertaining, blah, blah, blah. And we're different in the sense that we do this thing and this thing and this thing. Okay.
Okay.
And then all you want to do is get them to first base. And first base is them to acknowledge you. Okay. All right. Just with a reply. Yeah, sure. I'd love to hear more. And you're like, I'm in. That's the relationship. The foundation of the relationship is built. Okay.
All right.
When they say yes, I'd love to hear more, then that's like that's the green light. So that's your first base. Then you want to be. They're going to say, yeah, I want to hear more, and that is going to be send me your information, your media or your trade kit, your product information, your rates, all that sort of stuff. Okay. So when you do that, you're going to send it in a really professional way. They're going to take you seriously, and you go, wow, these guys are serious. They know how to make our life easy. They know the stuff that's important to us, and they've ticked all the boxes. So there's going to have a great sample email, like a cover email, because you're going to be distributing your rates and itineraries. You're going to have like a trade kit, you might call it. If it's to media, it could be a media kit. So like obviously you're not going to take this one and rip it off, but this is an idea, like an example of a cover email that we would send out when we distributed our rates and itineraries. Okay. So little important things there were, like how you've had a great season. Say something, an opportunity to reinforce why you're so great. Okay. That's you take the opportunity. Then you're going to clearly outline the stuff that you're sending over. Okay. So the easy to define. And then another great opportunity to promote something new, like what's exciting, what's new. Take the opportunity. Okay. So we've got a few really fun, new, exciting things coming up. So then that was the cover email, and accompanying the cover email was our terms and conditions. There was 3 things: our terms and conditions,
right, okay,
which you have seen there. So you can use that. This is all we're passing first base now, well and truly on our way to second base. Then you're also sending over your sample tour descriptions, and you may or may not send a separate rate sheet. We added ours in here. Okay.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I did.
And net. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. And then they got all their information, and then the game begins. Okay. Do you want to tell you a little bit about the game now? I may as well. I've got you. We can go much deeper on this, but what's going to happen is that you've got a bunch of agents who are going to they've given you the green light to take to accept your. By the way, that reminds me, Natalie and Chris, we're going to have that conversation about the way that you distribute your rates and product information. We never got to that conversation, but those guys have got it looks amazing. And yeah, it's something I think in some way that the group will benefit from. That's probably maybe over the next couple of weeks we can revisit that conversation. Sure. Yeah. So what's going to happen then? You're going to have a whole bunch of. It's going to be a product manager. This is just generally, like every place is different. Some places have got 20 staff, others have got 1 or 2 staff. You've got a product manager who's going to accept your rates and product information, terms and conditions, and they're going to say thank you, and they're going to send it on to their loading team. who are going to load all the stuff up. All right. And that's when all you operators go, beautiful, job done. Okay, I can sit back, wait for the bookings to flow. Well, if that's where it ends, then nothing's ever going to happen, because most offices, in most agents, they've then got a team of reservation staff who are actually doing the selling. Okay. They don't know your stuff's in their system. They've never seen it before. They barely know who you are, and they'll probably never sell it. So you then need to train them to sell your product information, because if it gets loaded into the system of the agent, then you're simply relying on a product manager to alert and train their reservations team. Now, A, they've got hundreds of other products they've got to do the same thing with, and B, you're relying on someone who's just learned about what you do to actually present it to them and train them in a way that they're gonna understand it, they're gonna love it, and they're gonna want to sell it. So you need to then take that job. How do you do that? There's a bunch of ways. So first is there's going to be a few follow-ups, with the product manager. You've sent it over, a couple of days go by. Hey, anything strike you? Anything strike you as raised a question? I've got a media gallery. Would help you get some media in. Oh, that's the other thing. A media gallery would be really, really important. And so another thing as well, while I'm on it, in that terms and conditions document, embed a little video of yourself. If you are the deliverer of service, if you're the company owner, it's amazing way for people to build a connection with you. So just embed a video, could just on your iPhone. Hey, just want to take a chance to say hi. Neil's up there on Magnetic Island. And this probably doesn't need to be we do this and that, and then we do that, and we've got that tour, and that's what. None of that stuff. It's just like your story. I just wanted you to get to know me. I wanted to get to know you, and thought it'd be a great chance, like a 2-minute video that max, why you do what you do, why it lights you up, your story, what led you to this point, why you live and breathe what you do. And and create a little video that people are going to smile and lean in and say, oh, that's lovely. So that's really, really important as well. So embed a little video, and then obviously a video and image gallery. And that can come separately. I always like to stagger things. So I'm really getting on a topic here, but I may as well continue. If you have any questions, jump in. I like to stagger things so that you're getting like a constant reason to reinforce the message, and a constant reason to continue to make contacts. Schedule it in your calendar for once a week or once a fortnight with another little message. It could be the image gallery, it could be the little video, it could be whatever it is, but just regular ways to build that relationship. So then the next thing you're going to want to do is train their staff. So the first thing you might do is create like a separate training presentation, not your product information, but a training presentation, like a PowerPoint presentation that you can, like, hey, it's Jess here from Show Me Melbourne. I just wanted to run you through some of our key tours, some of the features, some of the ideas I've got for how you could book it, and some of the, the customers that I think it would be the best fit for, a little bit of training presentation like that. It might be a 20-minute presentation, slides, PowerPoint. So then they really understand what you do. Okay. That could be another place to embed that little video at the start. So then you get that training presentation and you get that into the hands of the product manager, and you ask them to distribute that to their reservations team. Okay. Some agents have like a training library. And sometimes when things are quiet, they order their reservations teams into the training library to update their product knowledge. Okay. So having a little training video to accompany all your product and rates and all that sort of stuff is really, really valuable. And it's a great way for you to get them to learn what you do better and give them the confidence to sell it. Okay. Because they're the ones on the front line. They're on the phone. They're talking to customers. They're out there fielding questions. They're like trying to pitch certain concepts and ideas and tours to them. So it's really important they know as much about it. So that's the first step. Then the next step would be to run a Zoom live Q&A, ask me anything training presentation. Okay. So you want to, and again, it's another reason to build that relationship with a product manager, and they're going to be really impressed. They're like, wow, these guys are serious. So this girl's serious. Like they're professional. They know the things that work. And so if you schedule a Zoom Ask Me Anything, question, Q&A after they've seen the training video. And always say, I strongly recommend before the Q&A, which is happening on this day. Having said that, the first thing you would do with the Zoom the live Zoom Q&A or training is you will canvas it to a bunch of agents to get the best date. Okay. And they're going to come back and say, yeah, these dates and these times work for us. And if they come back and, because what they're saying, if they don't come back with a time that's going to work, they're saying, we don't want to know about you. Okay. So you're giving them every chance. So schedule a Zoom training. You could get 50 agents onto the training. Okay. You do it, could be 3 in the morning if you're in Australia, to line up with the the US time zones, whatever it is, but you record it, of course, and then you can send that out to people as well, which is another point of contact. But they're super easy, you're pretty much running through your training presentation, which you've already created, but it's live and you're giving people a chance to ask questions as you go. All right. So, and then the next step from that, if you're lucky enough to be in a position like Sam, Neil, Sydney is where all the ITOs are. The next step is to schedule like a 2-day, Jess as well, obviously, a 2-day sales, marketing visit, like sales call, and schedule appointments at all of the key ITOs. And so that's another thing. But if you're really serious and you really want to see some success, then I'd strongly recommend that. So that's that. And then from that point, and this could take 3, 4, 6 months. And this is the slow burn. But, I tell people, like, there was once, Sam, you're a man with a van, pretty much. I was a man with a van. And then a few years later, I was doing, $1 million a year from 10 agents. I had 50 agents, sending me $1.5 million a year. And it's like, once you get this going, it is, the rewards are there. It's crazy. So that's like the process, like end to end, with growing your business through agents. I'm sure there's a couple of questions there. Sandra, you had another part of the question, which was about commission levels.
Yes, like when I talk to them, what would be like the carrot? Because they know, like, if you go to OTAs, it's going to be 20 or 30%.
Yes.
So
yes.
I have it.
Yeah.
Well, you saw the price ranges. I have it at like 30 to 45%. So
two things. One is that you're a premium product, and you have priced up your experiences with, and you've built in a 25% commission, haven't you?
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's obviously different types of resellers. Obviously there's some that want 30%, which is and we all know who they are. Mm-hmm. Traditional agents, travel designers, independent travel agents, they vary. It depends on the distribution chain. If they're an inbound tour operator, it will be 25%. If it's a retail agent, generally it should be like 10 to 15%. If you run a multi-day trip, for example, and you're working with an agent, like a virtuoso agent, my experience, 12 to 15%, they'd be quite happy with that. So if you're going, you're doing your outreach, Sandra, you can do one or two things. You could, that your tour is now profitable with paying a 25% commission. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
You really want to light up an agent who says, holy crap. So A, it's an amazing experience. And B, there's nothing else out there like it. And C, it's a high ticket premium experience, like $1,000 plus. And D, she's offering me 25%. Oh my God, I'm listening. You've got my attention.
Yeah.
So it's your call. What you could do is you could kick it over to them and say, listen, I've obviously put a lot of work into identifying the right kind of partners for my experiences. And from what I'm seeing, I'm really convinced that you are the right kind of partner. So I want to do what it takes to work with you. So I guess over to you, what sort of commission level do you feel comfortable with? And just hear what they got to say. Because they're like, I can sell this like crazy at 15%, then why would you offer them 25? So, so you might put it over to them and knowing that you've got 25%. And they're like, yeah, look, we could probably work with 15. You're like, you know what? I'm going to set you up on 20. Let's get this thing going, So, so that's, the good thing is you don't really have to fret and worry that, that you're not profitable, offering, those higher levels of commission.
Right. No, yeah, because I have that written in. So I'm at the 30 to 45 range is what I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
Just to be a little generous, but we'll see how they go.